In fact, you need to come around more often because I love you. So you just had an event on June 18th. Tell us a little bit about that event that happened.
I don't know where to start. It was really the red carpet. It was fantastic. The audience, the house was full, and I was escorted by the mayor and my son. And my family came from Washington, D.C., and Maryland, and Virginia, and that was a surprise. I think there was about 20 people showed up for the excitement for my day, my celebration. But we went from the beginning of my career in New York as a professional model. I was discovered at a wedding reception, and the owner of the modeling agency approached me and says, that she had a school, would I be interested in coming and taking a course in modeling, something she saw, I guess. And I did, and that was the Barbara Watson Modeling Agency in New York. And the agency got jobs, and then they got a percentage of my salary, and this is how it worked. In the meantime, I had a 9-to-5, because you didn't always get modeling jobs, that frequently. And what else? I don't know. I did other ads other than the Pepsi ad.
Right.
But we went on a cat call for Pepsi, males as well as the girls. And we modeled and spoke to the interviewer, and I looked over in the window and I saw a bottle of Pepsi and a tray and 2 glasses, I believe it was 2. And I walked over, modeled over to the glass and the Pepsi, and picked it up, and I said, oh, how refreshing. And that was my bit. I left the stage, and then somebody else was interviewed. And the next day, the agency called me and told me I had the position. Whew, right. So I was then the first African-American model for Pepsi-Cola. What a big thing.
It is a big
It was fantastic. The ads were in the buses, on the subways, everywhere I went. I was young then and was ready to go. I felt like a queen.
See, what did I say? I was in the midst of royalty.
People recognizing you on the street like you're the Pepsi girl.
Can you imagine? I'm on the bus, standing there, and on the side is the ad, Pepsi-Cola's. That's you, So yes, I was pointed out all the time for the Pepsi ad.
And this is opening a door for other young African-American women, and that's a lot of responsibility. And how did you deal with that? How did you deal with that? I mean,
well, I think being young, it wasn't an effort. I was ready to go at all times, and of course, everybody was as excited about it as I was. So that made a big difference. So the excitement of it. Then I had other jobs. I modeled for Budweiser beer, deodorants, hair preparations. That got me a lot of jobs. The Pepsi, so we want the Pepsi girl, So then, now you can see pages and pages of the same model in a magazine. Then it was like they didn't like for you to appear more than once in an edition for a magazine like Jed and Ebony.
Right.
And those were the 2 magazines. The Cosmetology and the other magazines, the white magazines, did the identical ad that the black magazines did. Same clothes, everything's the same. One model black, one model white, but same clothes. That's because the business wasn't open,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, and being the first model, that left me with a lot to do and a lot of appearances to make in New York. So it was fantastic.
Tell us about this outfit, which I would kill to be able to wear. What was the story behind this outfit?
That shot was made on the rooftop of the studio in July,
Oh, wow.
That looks like wool.
and it is 100% wool. And of course, I had to stand in the blistering sun and look cool. It's like it was winter because everything's done in advance of the weather, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's like the fall is done in the summer, the winter is in the spring, this type of thing. So that outfit was a completely wool outfit on the rooftop of a studio.
I bet that Pepsi tasted really, really good.
I could have used a couple bit. Right. Now, I also did a ad for Mum deodorant. And I like to emphasize that because the photographer was Dick Avedon. And Dick Avedon ended up being the photographer for the White House.
Oh, wow.
And he had a fantastic career. And I had a year's contract with Mum, and he did the photography. And he's dead now, but a wonderful guy. Ended up being a millionaire.
Right.
Helped me a lot.
Now, as a model, how has because I'm sure you keep up with the industry, and how has it changed for you? I mean, when you're sitting there and you're watching, you know, the Tyra Bankses and watching this barrier be completely broken, how do you feel about the industry nowadays?
Well, see, I don't keep up with it. Living here in New Bern, North Carolina, it's not open to modeling or to that profession. I pick up a magazine and I look at it, and I didn't do fashion. So you find a lot of fashion in the magazines here, right? But I did commercial modeling, so that made a difference. But look, it's $1 million business. It's just like making a movie. Now, everybody, you find the professional models, they go to the top. You hear about it, but then it was a job. It was a real job because there were other girls trying to get the same position, the same job. So when we went out, the agency didn't just send me, they sent the girls. So it might have been 15, 20 of us going out for one modeling job.
A lot of competition.
Yeah, sure it was. So that's what I said, it wasn't easy. It was, I want to be a model. Yeah, it is. It's not that easy.
A lot of work,
Right,
a lot of traveling, a lot of getting into places.
A lot of cutthroat.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Sure.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite memories, not just particularly Pepsi, but from any other various modeling jobs you have?
Well, I did a, oh dear, what was, it was for, I can't remember what the product was. Anyway, it was, I had to have soap. I had to be soapy, like it was,
Oh, okay.
right.
Or you're in a bath or something.
Yeah. What was it? It was so bad. Anyway, I was in a great big round tin tub with a bathing suit on, and the prompters were standing there just throwing soap suds at me like this. Oh, and this went on for about 15, 20 minutes, then cut, then start up again, beat up some more batter of soap suds and throw it. And that was fun. That was strange. I had no idea how they were going to do it, and that's what happened. So things like that you don't ever forget, right?
And all the while they're saying, just act natural.
Normal day.
Right.
Sharon, what has this experience brought for you and our community?
It has brought a lot to know that we have one of the first African American model for Pepsi here living in New Bern. And when she was discovered, you know, I met Miss Frazier a long time ago, you know, working at West Craven as a secretary. But not only that, I worked for State Farm Insurance, Barbara Perry. And she would come in and we would call her and make sure that her insurance was paid up and everything. And, you know, I began to talk to her about her life. And then when she told me she was the Pepsi, invited me to her house and showed me all these pictures, you know, it does a lot to find a movie star, a model. I want to be like the queen, like you said. I want to bow to her. And I think she broke a lot of barrels, you know, for African American women.
When I met Sharon, she says, "Oh, Newburn's got to know that you're here. You have such a story to tell." And so she told a story. She told a story at the museum, and it was a fantastic story. And I was the star.
Rightfully so.
We did a skit, and you remember Sierra?
Sierra Denell.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
How could we forget her?
That's right. Sierra wrote the skit, and talked to Sierra and said, well, we want to do something on her life. She came up with this fabulous skit. We invited 3 young students from New Bern High, Maya Simmons,
Yeah, we love her.
Naraya
We
Chadwick,
love her too.
and Glenwood Avery.
Yes, we love all.
You know them.
Yes, I do. Very talented young
We
girls.
got the skit on Monday.
Mhm.
The kids went to work, and by Thursday, they remembered their lines, and they came in, and Maya said, I asked Miss Frazier. I went up to the windowsill, I picked up the bottle, I turned, I looked, I smiled, and I got the part. It was wonderful.
You're very talented.
Well, and you know, these 3 girls are affiliated with the theater groups here, and we encourage empowerment, especially with our young girls. And so having an opportunity to meet someone like you, and then of course know you, is so beneficial, and I can't thank you enough for, you know, paving the way. It's an inspiration to all of us, and the work that you do is amazing, and you can pull anytime from us, anything we can do to help you tell this story. Let us know. It's such an honor to meet you, and what an outstanding career.
Well, before the evening was over, Sabrina Bengal presented me with a picture of mine blown up, and has and put it in her store, the Pepsi store, and which was a delight for me. And while my family was here, they all went down and made purchases and took pictures with my picture in the Pepsi store. So that was a highlight of the evening too, because I'd been here so many years and I was never represented in that store.
Right, well, now
They
you
were
are.
Pepsi models, I understood, but I wasn't. And I'm here at the home of Pepsi. It's my home too.
Right.
That's right. So people can go to the Pepsi store and see your picture.
And see your
now,
picture.
and get it taken with it.
Right,
All right, well, thank y'all so much for coming. Go to the Pepsi store, get a picture with the first African American Pepsi model herself.
Thank you, thank you.
Where can you find the largest selection of carpet, vinyl, laminates, and ceramic tile?
Liberty Carpet.